Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be covering probably our last Pro Tour deck, specifically because the decks do sometimes pivot in incredibly well in the best of one, or sometimes they don't, or sometimes the best of three deck is just a different variation of a best of one deck, but a deck that came back in full swing because of a couple new cards that are being able to be played in the main board is blue-white control with a Jace mill win plan outside of just a slower beatdown plan, whether it's a Biza online or something like a Fountain Port getting the job done, or just two copies of Overlord, where those 2/1s, after whittling our opponent down for so long, those 2/1s can close out the game, or the Overlord itself can do it by his lonesome. But other than that, we are playing stock up. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, put 2 of them in your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. This is a baby dig through time, if you would, our kind of memory deluge from the past, but it is sorcery speed, so that is kind of the big downside of the card. However, 3 mana, look at the top 5, pick 2 is a very good rate for something like this. Rise End is another card that we get to pick up, a 5 mana card, but it costs 3 less if that permanent is tapped. Exile target creature or vehicle. This card oftentimes makes me think of like a Leyline Binding, where on the surface it's like really high mana, but typically it's always 2 mana and it never goes any lower than that. But this deck was played by Arnie Hutchinbeth. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it, but he is in Ultimate Guard Pro, or sponsored by Ultimate Guard, and he plays on the Pro Tour a lot and he does incredibly well. I believe he'll most likely cover this on his own YouTube channel, but I actually got to talk to him directly about the list and things that he liked whenever it came to playing it in a best of 3 format. And realistically, the main thing he said is stock up is incredible. It's one of the best cards in the deck, but if you probably want more of his opinions, most likely he will be covering his own kind of deck and the choices and the plans and the game plan that he made for the list on his own YouTube channel, so you can definitely check that out. Outside of that, we're going to play a blue-white deck in best of 1 when it was made for best of 3 and kind of see how it ports over, or try to find out what we can learn to kind of break it down and formulate a better best of 1 deck that we've previously made in the past with some of the new cards from Aetherdrift. And I have played some of the matches. I will say stock up and Rides End are very good. They are the truth, and it is incredibly nice to have these cards in the deck list. But outside of that, dive in, see how they go, and let's see if we can't win some games. We'll try to keep 2 Blast Zones. Is kind of cringe, but okay. Overall, it's fun. Play a Coast, play a Plains, hold up and No More Lies. Lose to the creature they already put in play. You know the vibe. You know how it is. Or just get hit with hopeless nightmares and stuff. Nope. There's my unholy annex. Okay. It's a Fountain Port. Okay. Alright. Their hands full of removal, I guess. Like, weird way that turns panned out. I have to cough for some reason. Thankfully, we can play into that, so that's very nice. We don't have the mana to stop it, so we get to exile it for free. A second No More Lies, very cool. Blast Zone. Then we also have like a Rides End to just exile it. Unstoppable Slasher 2 that still happens to get countered by No More Lies. They don't have the land for it, which is wild. I guess put Blast Zone at least on 2 here. We'd love to put it on 3 because of Unholy Annex and stuff, but we have to kind of wait. Just where we're at in this game. Hey, there's the land. Nice. All right, we're definitely going to put this on 3. Don't have enough to like activate that, and I might as well put this on 2. I don't think there's a 1 mana spell that I really need to be concerned about. So we play a land, and then we pass, and now we're going to be looking to activate this Fountain Port to make, what, map tokens? Maybe get value off the... Maze Mind Tone doesn't matter in comparison to Unholy Annex. One card's, like, actually good. The other one is not. I'm going to make this token, because if they start using cut downs and stuff to get rid of our token, then sure. You know, like, it's just fine. Here's one. We can now tap that, do this. Have a negate held up, 2 colorless. With this deck, you have to be very careful on how we're kind of playing our stuff out. I'll take a Biza and I'll take an Archive, I guess. I'll play this for land for turn, and then we'll Surveil. A Jace is a pretty solid pickup, so we'll keep. It's my turn. I'm going to do some stuff, scry some cards, draw some cards. I'm not like... It's good. I'm just nowhere near as concerned about it as I am an Unholy Annex. It just does it for entirely free. Yeah, that's fine. Because what? They get rid of the negate, play an Annex, and I blow it up with the Blast Zone? I'm just not that concerned about it. Negate also doesn't really interact with a lot of their creatures, so it is whatever. Get rid of it. Sure. Fun. Okay. Weird order of operations, I think. 3 mana. Sure. Good dude. Now have another 1/1 who was very ready and violently ready to strike. 1. Oh boy. Colorless. Colorless. Here for full value. This is a situation where I don't even take a draw. I just like mill them for 4. 12, I guess. There. Oh, an Unholy Annex was on top. Very good. Very good. So we're pretty solid there. 2 of them went in the graveyard. That's Slasher number 3, I believe. The other ones are in exile. Yeah. Cool. There's an Anoint, sure. Oh, we hit a second Bloodletter as well. We're just trying to look at what's in here. But 2 Unholy Annexes down. Another card draw, sure. Again, if an Unholy Annex does come into play, we do have kind of... Oh, okay. Sure. Well, we're going to have to win this the hard way, I guess. Just fine. We randomly have a copy of the end, and I didn't manage to mill it over. But sure. That's fine. I'll win this the hard way. I have cards to do it. I'm not scared. Let's play a Biza? Probably not. At least not right now. I'll just make 1/1s until the end of time, to be honest. Just take a draw, sure. Could have maybe waited and see if they hit like a demon land or something. I do think at this point it is tap, 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 make a dude. This Blast Zone's going to 3. Haven't played a Deep Cavern Bat yet, but I feel like I have plenty of options to answer the Deep Cavern Bat. Goes the land. We move to combat. We hit for 1. 22 turns later, we'll get there. Eventually. Alright. In 11 turns, we will get there. You never know, dude. Our opponent is thinking about these 1/1 fishes. The fish eye, if you would. The fishies. Pass. We're ready to go, dude. I got 1 Fountain Port. I make 1 creature a turn. I'm fighting this game out. Look, in 15 turns, I'll die to my own Fountain Port, if you think about it. Combat. Attack. Against this deck, we don't even really have to worry, right? Like, that's the thing about our life total overall. Unless they have the card that domed me for... Is that a thing that I have to worry about? That card's still legal? There's no way. If I lose to that, dude, I'm uninstalling for the day. I would full scale uninstall. There's a card that's like 5 or 6 mana or something that does damage equal to the number of swamps you control. And they currently have 12. I don't know if my mental could take it. If I make one more token, it's a 4-turn clock and we have it covered, which is nice. And then we can kind of just like ruffle them out. The only thing that Beezer is going to do is like gain life. This is kind of that last turn to decide if we want to gain life off Beezer or not. I obviously do. Or maybe our opponent's gone. I'll just stop talking and we'll see what happens. Okay, after 4 timeouts, which are 30 seconds apiece, which you get like kind of the 0-1 or whatever, it forced them to concede. So great way to start off the video. We get a tilt leave against Mono Black, which is nice. Oh boy, double Jason the opener is not really where we want to be. I don't think it is. It doesn't feel like it should be. 2 get lost is kind of whatever, I suppose. Maybe see what's up. We'll keep another land here. We don't have a second blue for this, so it's kind of like whatever. There's a beanstalk. We really have to get lost to beanstalk, I think. I don't know. Guess we just let it go. Maybe they'll get a card draw off of it. Sure. It might have an answer to it, but that's okay.
For the sake of Phyrexia.
Mill them a little bit before we start plussing, just in case they do remove it.
No,
yeah, so they do play Overlord. Is it just hard domain? I don't think so. There's a get lost, which we kind of assumed was going to happen. Which is one of the reasons we just down ticked and drew a card. Okay, our Beanstalk player did not want to have to play against Jace Mill control, I guess. My opponent goes first. We have a couple of answers. This hand feels like such a trap hand, but sure. If we hit lands, we'll feel fine. Bees is a great way to get back into the game. Blue-red makes me immediately think we're up against a monument deck, which unfortunately our get lost will not be able to answer. We're looking for a land. We take a draw. We miss one. Get 2 more draws before we need one, but we'd like to find one. They're getting rid of a canal, so maybe we'll have options. Miss a land again. Maybe there's just an opt here. Yeah. I'm assuming it's monument. We're hoping that they try to jam it this turn, and then we get to cast negate and counter it. That'd be the most ideal thing. But after that, I mean, we really need a land. There's a surveil. And we missed the land drop. Okay. 11 cards deep on 2 lands, I suppose. I will discard this Overlord. Yeah, so they are the monument deck. Sure, we let artist talent resolve because then we get lost artist talent and then we countered the monument. Get lost, weirdly enough, cannot answer artifacts. So we do have to be wary of that. Maybe there's a spell pierce here or something. Burst lightning, discard draw, sure. Well, they're flooding. If you don't want those lands, I'll take them. Hey, there we go. Again, looking to stop the monument from happening. Honestly, we should let this go for the most part. I'm going to. I can always absorb all this under attempt at lockdown later, or now, I guess. Oh man, no land is going to just absolutely crush, right? Maybe they just don't have one now. I'm gonna play this. Oh, that resolved so fast the animation didn't even finish. We're gonna try to hit a land. I milled over their other surveil. Well, this will definitely get us a land next turn. I just feel like I'm gonna get hit with that monument and lose at some point here. Temp lockdown can absorb all this, so I'm not too concerned about it. Just hope they don't have the monument. Then it costs discard a card, draw 2 cards, and discard a card when the land. Grab it, probably steals. Okay, sure. I understand you're way cooler than me, but please stop. Sure, that's fine.
Retreat is the
Holy cow, dude! Just give me lands. I'm barely getting them here. I'm just taking double land here because I cannot play this game without them. We'll just get rid of a day. Bizas can actually gain us some life. Again, once Monument comes in, I think we're going to have a hard time winning. But thus far, we haven't had to worry about it, thankfully. I will just cast a temp lockdown after this turn if I can. Getting spell bolt waved, like, it's kind of crazy. Down to 7. I might even have to play a Biza or I'll just most likely die in general. Alright, sure. Here into a lockdown. Absorb all that. And then I can hold negate up here, play Biza, gain life, and hold up negate next turn if nothing happens. Also, if a monument would have come in play at any point previously, we're smoked. Like, it's not even close. Sure. I have to counter this. Let that resolve first. I guess I just countered the next thing. We let that resolve. And then we just go for the Biza plan instead. Because with this being a loot... Oh! Thankfully, we kept up the negate. Wow. Alright. Cool. Cool. Play this one. I like to gain a little bit of life here. Please draw nothing good. Smile. You do get to upgrade that, though. There's a collector's vault. No loot, but I'm going to counter collector's vault. And we're just going to hope that this Biza can hit my opponent hard enough we can win the game. Obviously, leveling up there. Sure. Play this, see what our top card is. Definitely don't need that now. Combat. Closing. Do I want to play a Biza? Probably not. I guess just like play the temp lockdown. It's weird, but it feels right. Just put the talent underneath the lockdown and call it a day. What do we got now? Shock, sure. That's close. Back up. Oh, hey, Lance. Welcome. I appreciate you showing up. We'll play Blast Zone. I'll put Blast Zone 1, 2, 3 on their end step here. I'm at 6. I feel fine. Land. Okay. Counters. This is how many counters we want to pay into it. We put it on 3 in case a monument comes in. No creature land, but we'll play around that. We'll attack here. We need to hold up 3 mana. Creature land won't be able to do anything right away. So we do Biza number... Oh, no. I hit them first, so now I won't actually gain the life. Funny. Okay, cool. I could activate this, make a fish, and then do it. But who really knows? I'm not going to say that we should have won or lost that game, but a monument when we were missing our lands ever resolved there, we were 100% losing the game. I mean, it's not even particularly close. They got like halfway through their deck before they saw the first copy. So that's obviously very helpful for us, but they did see a ton of bolt waves and stuff like that. Like they were burning us quite quickly, which is good for them. But yeah, we'll move on. Okay. Everybody calm down. Slow up. We're gonna keep. That's tap, Arena. You got it. I believe in you. Just blue-white, it seems. So we hold up our counter spell. It's going to be the first one to blink challenge. No, it's domain, maybe. Yeah, I'm definitely countering that. There's zero chance ever I let that ever resolve. Like, if I can avoid it, it does not resolve. We play Jace because Jace can start plussing and stuff after this turn. Okay, cool. A get lost is pretty good. We will get lost to Beanstalk if we have to. Or it's not going to be our favorite play, but it's like one of the weird things. But they get lost to our Jace, so you miss a land here. Probably not. Doesn't seem like an Avatar. Analyze Pollen, go get another land. Sure. That totally makes sense to me. Not really holding up anything great. Let's stock up here. See what we want. Exile target creature or vehicle. I have kind of plenty of lands. Blast Zone's fine. I think it's just these two. Player land tapped. See if an Overlord comes down. Maybe a Zur or something. They just hard cast the Overlord. Okay. Well, that gives this a reason to be played, but... Huh. I do think we just get lost it, though. Then we just hard counter the 7 mana one, maybe? Oh, in my turn, I don't want to tempt lockdown. There's a Beanstalk that I can't counter now, so that sucks, but sure. Could be it. I mean, I'll just have to throw a tempt lockdown underneath there. I'm good. They're playing Abzan. This does make sense. I think I've drawn enough of removal spells now. So we'll tempt lockdown. We'll absorb everything here, and if a leyline binding or something comes in to try to hit the lockdown, we can always get lost at leyline binding, which would be cool. Sure. If we do this in response, they don't get the actual effect doesn't happen, so it doesn't go anywhere, which is obviously nice. All right. This is where stock up finds its value. Horn Lock Whale and what? Fountain Port, probably? Play Fountain Port, and then we can start making little dudes. Start, you know, playing the game the way Richard Garfield intended. Here's a dude. He's a 1/1. He's vicious, dude. You better watch out. Look at him. He's flapping. That's a magic card before he comes Gyarados. You know what I'm saying? Don't mind my Pokemon talk. It's fine. We're in. Got a counter spell. Got a removal spell. Protected. You leave him alone. Or 2. Yeah, sure. I'll cast it myself then. Obviously, I joke. It's actually a pretty good card to have here. Let's bring this up. Combat. Attack. Hit. Here. Another land. We play land, which is obviously pretty cool. We pass. We hold up this change the equation. Or we just make another little dude here. Leave on top. Interesting. Let's make another dude. Let's surveil. Sure. We don't have a way to draw it because we can't get our hand low enough. I guess I could sack one of those, draw it, and then mill them in that top card of theirs, right? So let's go to combat. Attack here. They left on top, right? So let's sacrifice our creature here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could play this out and hold up to change the equation, which is nice. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't even know what the card was they left on top, but it was one of them. And they leave. I was not trying to hit good game after that. But yeah, cool. So we milled them over whenever they left on top. We end up grinding that game out. Domain, definitely a hard one to end up closing the game out on. because they eventually can cycle a lot of things like herd migration or like getting one of these down and then Azur makes too much value that we find a lot of problems with. There's 68 mana in their graveyard. That's actually really funny. But with that said, I mean, that's what Jace is in the deck for. It's in here to do this, right? 68 cards? I don't know what that means. Yeah, I've seen 60. I don't know. Oh well. We move on. We get to go first. Our hand's solid. These look expensive, but they're actually pretty cheap. We have a lot of removal. Maybe we'll get fortunate enough. It'll just be a deck that it matters. Land? Deep. Okay. Pretty happy about that. It is gonna matter. Okay. Play the planes that we got. We have a Get Lost and Ride's End. That homie's out for the count. We're not going to give him free target. We're just going to go ahead and exile here. I don't want them to get maps so they can use it next turn for value, because that just doesn't seem like the best move I've ever experienced. But I can play Jace, force him to attack Jace, I guess. Seems like a fine move. Definitely want to draw cards and try to up my chances of hitting land. Maybe this is a bit of a greedy play, but it is what it is. They don't always play hasters, weirdly enough. In our mono red deck now, not every creature we have says Haste the Gathering on it. Okay. Interesting. So now we have 1 red mana when it comes to casting spells. And then we have a creature land, not a creature land, but like a land that can only tap for mana for creatures outside of a colorless. And then this. Sure. Okay. Sure. Oh, me. We do kind of want to get rid of this now because we don't want them to be able to burn it, I guess. We play tap lands. Do I just get rid of it now? Because with a Abzan in hand, it's kind of tough to not do it now. Right? Because, like, the main thing we want from Abzan is to gain life in a spot like this. Put a 4/5 in, go back up to 22. Sure. Or they just play double creature and then we Day of Judgment then. That's what they go for. So Day of Judgment going to be very good here. Abzan would be fine, but the problem is it doesn't necessarily even cover this board in the way we would want. So play a tap land. Cast Day of Judgment. What I mean by cover the board the way we want is I'll play a 4/5, make 2 1/1s. They'll probably most likely monster trade this and crush me. So, hey, Arena did it for him. Look at that. Go land smile. Don't have a land in hand smile. Alright, we go down to 10. That doesn't feel the best of all time. Get Lost seems good enough to hold along with a Abzan next turn. Yeah, I guess we just wait, right? Or I just Get Lost this now and then hold up a negate. Maybe even make a dude. Yeah, I guess I just Get Lost. I guess I just Get Lost now and hold up a negate for something. Like, maybe they play another one and kind of try to cast a monster trade or something. Negate's never really going to be that effective in this matchup. That's why it's a few card. Sure. What, third Heartfire hero? Oh, yeah, the other one's in exile. Yeah. Third Heartfire hero. I did say something dumb, like they weren't playing Haste the Gathering. Like, you know. Oh, hey, the 4th copy. Okay, sure. I'll take my 3, I guess. Smile. Ooh. Because negate does absolutely nothing. Nice. Blast Zone can come in pretty good overall. Now we play Abzan. Even draw a card, which is kind of funny. Now we have some pretty good blockers. We know what their draw is. Negate should be good if there's something like a monster trade that comes in here. Can retarget the challenger with a village if they want. I don't think they can now. I believe it's 2 mana. No, it's 1. Okay, sure. Yeah. So here we go. All right, we're not even there yet. Sure. Huh. I can keep Biza and block, and then block and block, I guess? I guess that's fine, right? Or, yeah, I block and then I do this. And I just take the 3. Then now we're kind of chilling. We're being chilling. I'm less than chilling now. Interesting. Do we have to attack with this? We have a sack here. All weird. I can blow up this so they don't get value on just a free target. And I think that's what I have to do. Of course this can come up, but they'll have to hit another land, which we know doesn't seem super relevant or easy. We'll get rid of that. They don't even float a mana. Maybe they have something in hand. Maybe. We have an island, and we have a plains. Yes, it's probably plains. Which is always weird in these decks to go grab a plains, of all things. We'll pass. We have to kind of play defensively here. You have a chump block for like a Screaming Nemesis and a sack, so they don't get any value. Map token's obviously going to bite us, but at least it's not like a free thing they get to do every turn. They hit a land. Then the Burst Lightning shows, so they keep, of course. Yeah. Attack here should tell us a lot. Block double here, I guess. I'm gonna throw everything in front of this that I can. Sure, I might get like Witchstalker Frenzied and lose my Biza and everything, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm watching out for that exact card. 4, 5, 6, 7. I actually have to keep everything here. They have enough. Oh well, I mean I have 4, 5, 6, 7 damage on 5. They burst lightning me. Sure. Am I able to sacrifice this? I have 5, 6, 7, 8 toughness, so it'll get absorbed, and then this will all happen. Okay. So we can still sacrifice this to draw a card. But we'll still absorb all the damage. They have judgments like a mid draw. Really matter. We get that down. Get lost is good. Maybe not good enough, but it's good. Land. Oh, we know what their top card is. I go to 1 here, which sucks, but it is what it is. Your treasure. We've seen every copy of Emberheart Challenger. Interesting. Still think I set this on 2. Sure, if they want to burst lightning me and put me to 1, that's okay. Where we're at. Yeah? Should just put me to 1. Like, it seems really reasonable to do. Here. Oh boy. Well. There. What do we got here? Okay, we just kind of hope for a turn, I guess. Stock up can help us, but if we get burn spelled, okay. Okay. Nice. It's all coming together. It's all coming together. We are one life, one opportunity, one chance to win it all, you know? I will accept that mana tap. Listen, the way to close out the game. Overlord can do it. We grab Overlord and a Get Lost. Because again, Screaming Nemesis can get around my Overlord. So let us do colorless, pending. Much as I hate it. And Mr. Opponent, no word spell. Gonna be a tragic loss or a great victory. Oh no. Good game. Tough, dude. All right, here we are to talk about the list, like post kind of the credits. Now, I do have kind of one major thing to say on this. Obviously, when it comes to the Pro Tour and best of 3, it's an entirely different game. That's where a lot of these decks kind of struggle whenever pivoting them right over into best of 1. I've played Blue-White Control quite a bit, and I am pretty big on the fact that I think Jace is a 4 of in best of 1 specifically is a very, very hard thing to pull off, and I think something like a Horn Lockwhale also doesn't necessarily need to be played in these decks. It just gets so really weird, and then Overlord sometimes finds itself in a weird slot. So it's just an awkward deck in terms of playing best of 1 specifically. I just felt like a lot of things were kind of clunky or things didn't necessarily mesh. 2 negates is also like a hard choice to play. Only 2 no more lives for us. No 3 steps ahead or like kind of a harder counter spell for us in best of 1 specifically. Now, I did talk to this player. I think it's Arnie. I'm not entirely sure. Because I also believe he's from Germany. I could be mistaken. That's where the Ultimate Guard guys are from. At least the ones that manage it. Ultimate Guard's based out of Germany as well. But I believe that's where he's from. And I actually talked to him about this list because he floated around the Ultimate Guard booth. That's what we actually ended up running. That's not a sponsorship. I just ended up working at the Ultimate Guard booth. It just is what it is. But he was talking about it, and realistically a lot of what he said the best card in the deck is that stock up is so good, and this card is a severely underrated card currently in the game. Now, I honestly for a while didn't even realize this card necessarily existed. It's just like there's so many cards every now and then, and so many cards now have like all these lines of text that I oftentimes just kind of blur out every card that's not a rare or mythic. This being an uncommon kind of baby dig through time is obviously very good. And I definitely found it being very good in a lot of our matchups where I was like, oh, we can almost guarantee hit that land drop or hit the next 2 or find like an answer to the board. And it's where a lot of things come together, and you don't necessarily need 3 steps ahead or like the split up kind of or the 4 mana counter spell, because you can find them with this. This is like Memory Deluge for the deck, if you would. But it just felt, not this card specifically, but this deck overall in best of 1 over best of 3 just felt real clunky, which again, that's why we test it, right? That's why we copy and paste it and be like, what would we change if we wanted to play in best of 1? Oftentimes it works a little bit more whenever you're looking at a lot of kind of unique decks. Like there have been, for example, the Vraska combo deck where you like play a Vraska and it immediately ults is obviously one of the ways of a deck that went from best of 3 into best of 1 pretty seamlessly, because it is just a combo and it is all in on that, where here we're trying to play control, but we're playing a little flexible but not enough, where like a card like negate only being able to counter non-creature spells is going to be too narrow for us to be playing in best of 1. Same with like change the equation. If these cards are bad, we go to the sideboard, right? But if they're good, we bring them in more, right? So overall, the deck was fine. I definitely think this is a really good best of 3 list. If you're wanting to play it in best of 3, the kind of new cards in the deck are not actually that bad to craft, if you would. Like these 2 are kind of the main cards that this deck now has that it didn't have before. outside of some sideboard thing. I don't know what set Devout decrees from, but I have an M20 version. So it is what it is. And dissection tools from Dustmorn. Another Biza, another dissection tool. It's a little weird how this is split up. But yeah, the new cards that you're playing that wouldn't, if you were a blue-white player before and already played Jason, Day of Judgments, and Bizas and stuff, is 8 uncommons or commons. So that's obviously like a good upgrade. It doesn't cost you too much. So with that said, I hope you all enjoy, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.